Hey guys, it's Yeukai again. Thank you so much for joining us here on the show. And today, I'm really excited about today's show because I'm going to be talking to a gentleman who truly lives the dream. You know, he started with absolutely nothing in his business. In fact, he migrated to England and lived as a refugee. Fast forward a few years later, he owns several businesses, leads a location independent business, and is able to help thousands of people. In fact, he's adding so much value to a lot of people that he has acquired for himself a large following on LinkedIn, Instagram, and many other social media. So I thought I would invite Quays on the shows today just to talk about one of his passion, and that is investing in other business. Quays, in fact, I came to know about Quays when he acquired one of a company that I was working with not too long ago, and I then discovered how he's very passionate about making something out of this life. And I hope today you're going to find our discussion here very, very informative and actionable. That's one of the things we believe in here, that information that we share with you is something that you can apply today. Quays, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Pleasure.
Incredible. I can see you on holiday right now. Where are you joining me from?
I'm in Italy right now, a small area called Ciampino, a holiday place near Rome. So
incredible.
Not bad actually.
Yes. And one of the things I admire about you is how you structured your business in such a way that you keep going to these holidays, but business keeps on going. I'm sure we're going to talk about that very quickly. But before we jump into talking about investment for our community here, would you very briefly tell us about your background and how you got to a place where you are doing what you're doing today?
So my background hasn't been very good in the past, but I came from a small town in Somalia, came into the UK as a refugee. Been here in the UK for the last 12 years, but to be honest with you, most of my time ended up fighting for my cases, whether it's Home Office rejecting my asylum case or other difficulties, studying, not getting a job, and so on. But this is what I discovered in the last few years. When you look for something small, it's a lot more difficult than when you look for something big.
Right.
And when you look for something big, if you take the first step, then it leads you to the second step and so on. So I am at the stage right now I can take on holiday. My company can run by itself. So, thanks to God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's very interesting that you started from zero, literally. I remember in our conversation last time that at one point you did not know where the next meal was going to come from. And literally changed everything. 12 years later, you are now in a place where you are providing value to people and enjoying life yourself. Tell us what changed. What was the pivotal? What triggered you?
In 2008, I was watching a TV program. And that TV program was BBC2, and the show was Dragon is Den.
Right.
And here you are, 5 very successful business people, taking ideas from the people and then investing. Mm-hmm. And then Google their background. I can see that, James Khan, someone came into the UK as a refugee. Here I am matching his history. Then did a little bit of digging, Duncan Bannatyne, and finally found a couple of books written by them. If you look at the James Khan's book, Start Your Business in 7 Days, it makes sense. If you look at Duncan Bannatyne's book, Anyone Can Do It,
mm-hmm. Mhm.
These people, some of the most successful and most powerful businesses in the UK will tell you literally, it's not that difficult. Anyone can do it.
Mhm.
Look at Duncan Bannatyne.
Mhm.
Left school at 16, no qualification. Went into the army, being kicked out, criminal record, couldn't find a job. He talks about this in his book. So I thought, you know what? You got similar history here. You don't have the money to make, you don't have the money to leave. You don't have the qualification to do a job.
Mhm.
You don't have the background to go back to Somalia and do some. Why don't you start your own business?
Mhm.
As funny as it sounds, but it's really possible.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. What I love about you, which I find many of the entrepreneurs that we've had on the show, is their desire to change their current state. Like in your case, you saw that, and then you then went on to research them, which was an action part on your part, finding out, what have they got. In other words, you read their books and started applying their principles in your life. And look where you are right now. Living the lifestyle they also are living right now, which is incredible. Um, Now, one question I often hear from my viewers is, okay, a lot of people get to see these programs, just like you saw it in 2008, but very few people actually act, or take the instruction very seriously and apply it into their lives. What is it that made you do that? What separates you from others?
Everybody's history is different, but when you are into the last step of your life and you think, you know what, there's nothing left, you are against the wall.
Hmm.
The circumstances sometimes force you to take action,
Hmm.
and sometimes those actions are the ones that leads you to a better success. But sometimes you don't have to wait that. You don't have to wait until you are against the wall. You can take action now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are now very fortunate. 2008, look, there's no much about social media. There's no much about who to go to and pay a small fee to learn from. For example, your show, which I'm very impressed about. You can lead people into the right direction
Hmm.
in very cost effective way, whereby you are there to help them, to mentor them. And we never had that. It was very difficult to even get access to the internet. Remember, mobile phones was not as smart as they are today. There was no a lot of internet access. You couldn't watch a lot of YouTube in your house because there was a limit. You couldn't make a lot of phone calls because there was a limit to your minutes and texts. So the opportunity today is 20 or maybe 1,000 times. I can pick up a phone now, speak to Yeukai. Yeukai, can I book your event or seminar? I can bring two of my cousins, which I'm planning to, by the way, when I come back, myself to attend when I come back
Hmm.
from holiday. Is it next week or the week after?
Yes, we have had to move the next week one, and for those who are not aware of it, we run seminars where we educate people on how you can truly transform your life by literally doing what Keys has done, applying these proven principles to elevate your business. So we do that literally twice a month. But the next one is going to be an online summit where we've got several speakers coming in online over a period of 5 days. And you get
Excellent.
to learn from different people who have achieved a certain element of business, and you can really choose who you want to listen to at that particular time and learn from there. And the beautiful thing is, you can come back to it over and over and over and over again. So I'm very excited about that, and I know you too will find our guest, on that online summit very informative, sharing life-changing information. So I'll be sending out the dates on that one very soon for people. But Keith, coming back to you right now, one of the things I've discovered, in doing these shows is successful people have certain habits that they do, whether they feel like they want to do it or they don't feel like they want to do it. In your case, what would you attribute to be, the cornerstone of your success? What one, habit that you do regularly, which you feel uh, is the reason for your success?
One of the things I usually do is I don't give up.
Good.
So that's my habit. I just don't give up, no matter what obstacles I come across. But the second point, which I would encourage everybody to do, is learn from the expert. Learn from shows like yours. Learn from the books written by the experts, because you never have enough time to study by yourself. You never have enough time to do as much research as you would like to learn everything you need to learn to be successful.
This is
You
true.
don't have so many years to go to universities and learn so many subjects. We talk about leadership, we talked about management, we talked about finance, we talked about marketing, we talked about all of this need extreme skills for you to learn. So going to universities or trying to learn all of this is difficult. Learn from experts.
Mhm.
Come to shows like yours, study what they are offering you, follow the guidance that the mentors are offering you, and stick to it.
Indeed.
People are going to guide you in the right direction. So there you
Absolutely.
go. Read books and learn from experts.
Absolutely. I remember once we had a conversation when we were together. I came into your car. We were doing the dealings as usual. And every single
Yes.
time I come near, there is an audiobook going on playing all the time. You've just changed, that car into a university. Incredible.
Yes.
And I remember
Yes, as
you have over 1,000 books in your iPad. It's incredible. Talk to us about that for a moment.
I mean, absolutely. That I still have my iPad, even though I'm sitting right next to the swimming. While I swim, I like to listen. While
Yeah.
I drive, I like to listen. While I'm on an airplane, I like to listen. So long as I'm not, doing something in my own hands, I like to listen. So one of the habits you can do is develop a habit. For example, what do you do for the day? Wake up in the morning, and what is the next step? Do some people like to watch on the TV, but what will the TV give you? Depressing news, talking about Brexit, talking about explosion. Listen to the audio program that can add value into your life.
Hmm. Incredible.
Turn your car into a university on wheels. And I study these things from experts. So
Hmm.
the more you study, the better you get. Someone to get a doctoral degree has to study about 40 books within how many years? 5, 6 years. If you study about 50 books per year, which is about a book per week, then you are a doctor. And that is specialized to your own subject. So why don't you do it? Why don't you become your own doctor in your own field? And why don't you just continue developing it? Every book that comes out, buy it. It doesn't cost a lot.
Mm. And incidentally, I am on audiobooks. They've got this sale going on that you can buy those incredible books for just £3. And it's like
Yeah,
6 hours of learning. You pay £3. What can you use £3 for? And you are developing yourself, which is incredible.
absolutely. So those are the audios. So absolutely, you're right. So £3 you get cappuccino.
Yes, yeah.
This individual who have written the book has spent years and years, 10 years, 20 years of studying this subject.
Mhm.
They talked about it. They are making the opportunity available to you so you can learn from it and do exactly what they did. Why don't you do it?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's some really good nuggets there. Let's dive very briefly in one of your passion. You go out there with some of your angel investors, looking for businesses to buy. And I know firsthand. I met some of your partners. And talk to us what entrepreneurs or startups needs to know about angel investors so that they get ready for if they want to sell their business or they want to become investors as well.
Yeah, so my biggest passion is investing in people. and investing in businesses that need help from us, which we can add value to. My suggestion to entrepreneurs are they believe you are not ready for investment yet. You have business plan to write, you have financial projections to make, your profit and loss is not balanced, you are not going to be liked by an investor. These are all myth. It's just not going to, you're never ready, you're never going to be ready. So my suggestion is get the first step right, which is go and take action.
Mm-hmm.
Come to mentors who will guide you into an investor, or go an investor and say, hey, this is what I have got. And just to be upfront and honest and say, you know what, this is what I have got. I don't know what to do next. And I would like to do this. If people notice that you are going to be the right person to be invested in, we most of the time do not invest in the idea, we invest in the individual.
Indeed.
So come with the right attitude and we will correct your idea, take it to the market where it's going to be successful if we all work hard.
Indeed. You touched on a very important point there, that people think they are not ready. As my mentor says, you will never be ready. Just go with what you have. Do your due diligence in getting ready, but seek out, from those who are already doing it, and you'll be sorted out. What are the misconceptions that you found about investing from the community, so to speak?
I mean, what people are looking for, maybe most of the people you meet, they have the idea, but then they don't have the belief. They don't have the belief that the investor is going to like the idea, or the idea is ready for investment yet. Mm-hmm. And these are all not true. Please just get your idea ready. If it's not ready, take it to an investor and say, this is what I have got. I need an investor to help me guide through the process, and I need my idea to succeed. As long as they see you are putting the effort and time and energy into it, we are here to help you and guide you. This is why we invest ideas.
Mm-hmm. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. As we come towards the end of our time here together, Quays, if you were to, knowing what you know now, if you were to go back and start all over again, what would you do differently? Or maybe what would you do today to speed up the process of getting the success you want to get?
I would, first of all, I believe I could do a lot quicker. If I have to go back from scratch, I could do again a lot quicker than I did in the past. Because right now I know what to do. Go and study what you have to study. I mean, when I talk about study, it's not so much going to university. It's about researching who your ideal investor is. Mm-hmm. But before you research about the investor, you need to know what exactly you want to do. Be clear, crystal clear about it. Approach mentors like you and shows like you and events like you and training that could train you, guide you through the process and say, this is what you need. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, week 1, week 2, week 3. And be persistent. Don't give up. Keep coming back. If you don't keep coming back to the show or to the training with your questions, people will notice that you're not the right person to be doing this. So what I would advise everybody, or what I would have done, is come to the training. Mm-hmm. Stick to the training every week. Next week there is another chapter. The week after there is another chapter, and finally approach those investors and explain my idea and how I want to things, and listen to the teachers who are training you. Listen to your investors and follow the daily steps, because remember, these people have done it. They do day in, day out, mm-hmm. week in, week out. For example, how long have you been training? How long have you been delivering? I personally came to know you because we bought one of the businesses that you have been mentoring or helping the owners to run. So come into the training, stick to the training, listen to the mentors' guidances and lessons, and hopefully you will end up in what you want.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well, kids, we really appreciate you being here. If people wants to get in touch with you, where can they find you?
I mean, they can find me in LinkedIn. They can write to me in LinkedIn, Quays. They could visit my website, quayserubay.com. They could, click your show. I don't know if you could add a link on my Snapchat or in my. They can approach me like in my Snapchat. Right now, I get a lot of viewers in Snapchat. So, Quays Erubay again in my Snapchat. So, there's a lot of ways to approach me. Or they could simply contact you and ask me about my contact, and you can pass my email to them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Or we have a special program coming up, where you are going to be
Yes,
showing people how
absolutely.
you move from absolutely nothing as a refuge to where you are in complete control, literally helping other people to have their lives. I believe it's a coaching program that is going to last for an entire year, and we're going to do something together. So, for anyone who is interested, there will be a link in the bio, so you will get to
Definitely.
know more about that as well. Any final words for our listeners, those who are getting started, or to other entrepreneur, from one entrepreneur to another?
What I would say to them is you are today taking your time and recording this and putting a lot of things together. What you are doing this for is to approach those people to help them. They should, in return, communicate with you, contact you, come to the training, see what it's all about. I don't think it's that expensive. I'm not aware of the cost, but come to the show, come to the training, see what it's all about. Listen to the people. The more ideas and the more things you get yourself involved in, the more you learn. You know, the closer you are to getting your idea, into the market. So my advice to them is contact Yeukai as soon as possible. Contact
Incredible.
it to the training, come into the training, see us, ask whoever you want to see. We're all available to guide you and help you.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Keith, thank you again for taking time out of your holiday to spend time with us here, a group of entrepreneurs who believe that the best is yet to come. And we hope you have a fantastic time over there, and can't wait to work very closely and make that, the goal you have, helping thousands of entrepreneurs become a reality, showing people if you can do it, anyone else can do it. Because success leaves clue, as one of my mentors always say, and you'll be sharing those clues with our audience. So once again, thank you so much for being here with us. Have a great day. And for you, if you are joining us for the very first time, you can reach out to watch any of our program on the Yeukai Business Show. There will be a link as well in the bio right below, so which means you can just click on there and you'll be taken on there. And again, if you've got any questions whatsoever within the entrepreneurs section, reach out to Yeukai at youkaikajidori.com, or just send a message or an email to my support team, which is support at youkaikajidori.com. Once again, congratulations on taking a step towards your goal by being here on the live show, learning from those that are actually doing it, not just talking about this stuff, but doing what they are talking about, which is incredible. So have a great day, and I look forward to bringing you another great guest over the next few days. Stay tuned, and goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Take care.